I've got a clean Windows machine here, and what I'm going to do is add VS Code. I'm going to choose one of the dark modes. And now I'm going to want a couple of extensions, so I'm going to go grab them. So I'm going to go and get the Playwright test framework from Microsoft. I'm going to install that. So I know I'm also going to need the TypeScript, so I go and get the one from Microsoft. So what I'm going to go do is install Node. You can see that I've set up the environment paths, and I'm using Node version 22.11. I've got npm, and that's basically what I'm going to need to set up everything I need now. So you can see, I've just switched to the folder repos pw, standing for Playwright. What I'm going to do is go and create my project and my code in there. Okay, so I'm going to go and initialize Playwright. It's going to do all the scaffolding for me. I'm not going to add GitHub. So you can see I'm just going to go and open up that folder, and it should all just, you'll see all the plumbing has now come in. So, I'm going to go and trust all of this. That's absolutely fine. And you can see it's gone and created the modules. It's even given me a couple of example tests. And now when I click on the test piece, you'll see it'll give me all the Playwright pieces that I need. So obviously I'm going to go and record a new test now. So let's just test it quickly. And what we're going to do is go and record a public website just to check that it's working. So let's just go to Google. We're going to go and accept it all. And we're going to type in check. Run the search. You'll see it's all recording, and then I'm just going to go and validate that something is showing up there. So there we go. So we're just checking that. So let's go and stop the test. We should bring in all the recording now. So we go to Google, we do a search, and we're going to go and check it. So you can see it's absolutely fine. So I'm just hitting Control S to save the file, and I'm going to run it again. So I can come in here and just run it, and you'll see it'll walk through. And now I've got the Chromium project, so it'll show it. But you'll see that it'll just step through each of the pieces. So I'm running here with a single worker. You can actually run with multiple workers on your tests, so to speed up time. You can see it took 23 seconds. Okay, next I'm going to go and install the Microsoft App Insights using npm, and that just allows me to log directly into App Insights, which I'm going to use. You can see I've brought in the code that I want. You can see I put the App Insights stuff now. I'm going to put an instrumentation key in shortly, and I'm just setting my timeout to 2 minutes on my test. And what you can see also here is I'm going and bringing in an app file, and then what I'm going to do is loop through it, and I've created a separate function which I'm going to go off and log to function, and it just navigate to app. So I give it the URL and what its expected title is, and that was all held in that app.json. Basically, it just goes and checks it, and then I'm also going and logging it into App Insights, so you can see that each one is done. And this is from the testing side, so this would be, in effect, the client. App Insights is also logging from within each of the Power Apps that I'm looping through here. So you can see, I'm just going to go and record the auth to log in. I'd usually use this npx command, and what that'll do is hold my session within the current project. So if you look down the files on the left-hand side, there's no project there that's holding the credentials, and a JSON file will pop up with the name auth in a second. You can see it's now just going to go and record my login, and then it will hold the session for me. So you can see I've just gone and got one of the URLs. It could be a Mendex or, whatever it is. But what I want to do is go and record the login process. And what that command, that npx command, will do is it'll store the session state, so I can use that. And as long as I refresh it within its time, the token will keep valid for 90 days by default. You can change all of these settings, how long before the token expires, the access tokens expire, as well as when the refresh tokens expire. Okay, so I'm just going to go give it the multi-factor off my phone. So it's just using Authenticator, and it's going through. And in a second, we'll stop the recording, and you'll see the file will have been created. So I'm just going to let it load and make sure it's all there. All load. Here we go. Let's stop that. and see if we've got any new auth.json file. And you can see there's the file there, so it's all ready. I'm ready to now go and do all my tests. So what I can do is go run it directly from here. So if I go and click this, it'll just rerun the whole test. Now I've put a whole lot of pauses and syncs in so you guys can see how it behaves. And what you'll notice from my settings here is that I'm telling it to show it in browser so we can hide it. And you'll see that I've got like a little function that does a pause or wait. So we're looking pretty good here. It's just shifting through. I'm putting the pauses in so you can see them nice and cleanly. It'll run through the 12 or 15 odd production sites to make sure that we're logging. I haven't set up the logging from this app yet, but what you will be able to see is you're going to see that in a second in the dashboard that all these apps are running well. So I've just jumped over to our dashboard and we all have access to this. And this is just showing the production. There's dev and QA as well. And further down in this board, you can see trace counts and issues. And that just allows us to see if any apps are having an issue and we can go and fix them. So we should get these down to 0 as we go through the apps. And we can validate that everybody's code is operating as it's meant to be. What you'll notice here is you can see the last seen in minutes. And let's try refresh that. And what you'll notice is we ran this a few minutes ago and they're all coming through, the ones that were successful.